4 paragraphs is too light of a report.
A Winnipeg City Councillor says the report submitted by the Chief of Police around a trucker convoy protest that slowed traffic around the Manitoba legislature is painfully insufficient. And now she called for board members to reject the report and ask for a redo.
If they do not scrutinize a report that is too thin, when Winnipeggers want answers, that is deeply dissatisfying and enough of a signal to Winnipeggers that they are not serious about the oversight responsibilities that they have. They should resign.
Councillor SHERRI Rollins, who represents the Fort-ROUGE East Fort Garry ward, which includes the area around the legislature, says if board members are unwilling to ask for a redo and reject the report, they should consider resignation. She says many questions remain about the convoy, claiming people who called police for assistance as a result of the protest did not get it.
When residents and their elected officials, I would add, called police, they were most often hung up on, told, read the press release, told there was no criminal behavior happening there, told call your counselor, told call the mayor, or worse, do you want us to incite violence?
Rollins wasn't alone in her anger, as several delegates took issue with the police service's handling of the convoy, including Abdikar Ahmed, co-chair of the Police Accountability Coalition. He said he felt police failed the city and also called for board members to reject the report.
We want the police to be held accountable for their failure to protect the peace of law-abiding citizens.
Ahmed says he wants police to continue its efforts to diversify its ranks to address any bias in policing, saying he feels there was an element of racism present in the handling of the protest.
We feel that the Winnipeg Police Service took the steps that they took because what they did is consistent with systemic racism that exists in the police service. The public's trust of the WPS and by extension of this board has significantly been damaged.
Despite the calls to reject the chief's report, it was received by the board as information, with the recognition that more information will be coming. Chief Denny Smythe says while the service followed a national framework for responding to demonstrations, the concerns being raised are not being ignored.
So I'm happy with the outcome of the event. I mean, it's pretty rare to have a gathering that went that long. No violence, no mass arrest, no use of force, so that part of it was good. It doesn't take away from what the community experienced down there. We've certainly heard some real concerns.
Chief Smythe says the short report was prepared with a public meeting in mind, saying the board has been getting and will get more info, with the police executive noting its analysis internally is already underway, with the 239 members who responded, debriefed, and asked for feedback.
That accountability comes with the communication.
Board Chair Marcus Chambers says he too is listening to the concerns from residents and the public, saying it's this communication and dialogue that helps improve the service.
These are all questions that I asked this morning that speak to how we can improve that commitment of continual improvement, how we can improve things like large-scale events such as protests. We have to dissect them and evaluate whether that national framework needs to be improved as well.
In Winnipeg, Morgan Majeski, City News.